Alright, hello all, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, today, we do have a new EZA being Fusion Zamasu. Now, I mean, it was pretty obvious this guy was coming. I am a little surprised that the LR that released in the same celebration as them, uh, Dokkan Fest LR, Vegeta, and Trunks are not EZAing here. Part 1 does still have another week left, so I think the LR could come there, but I'm honestly starting to think at this point it's going to be Part 3, that we see that Vegeta Trunks LR. Now, I don't know what Part 3 is going to be about, considering that we know Part 2 is going to be GT. Right, Future in the GT, I mean, what the hell could Part 3 be? I don't know what the theme will be there. So I don't know how they're going to tie that all together, but they do tend to do those sort of big EZAs for the final part of the celebration. I mean, look at the gods and the Super Saiyan 4s, like look at the 60 years, right? Look at last year's sort of worldwide with Gogeta Janemba, right? They do try to save those big EZAs for the very end. So I guess that's where Vegeta and Trunks will come. So it's still going to be a bit. We do have this guy. I'm on the JP version here real quick because, I got to give Omatsu, he's a little bad boy. And I got to give him a slap on the wrist here. Look at this. Look at this. 3 a.m. 4 a.m. Bro, like, this is the global anniversary. We're damn near a year in to the sync. We can't keep doing this. It's been it's not. To be fair, he has, or they have, I suppose, been mostly consistent with it. Outside of like 10th anniversary, that it was very flip floppy. They've been mostly consistent with the details being at the exact same time. But this is kind of ridiculous. I do like they gotta. We gotta stop. I want to point that out. It is only an hour late, and the fact that it is an hour late, I'm not so annoyed because, it's like, okay, maybe there's a dumb intern that didn't account for like time change or whatever. But we've been on the same time for several months now, so I don't know about all that. But anyway, I'm pretty excited to see what this guy does. When he first released, he didn't really have a home. When the big future celebration happened a year and a quarter-ish later, he had the exact same name as the Corrupted Zamasu, which should have been named Corrupted Zamasu. Instead was only named Fusion Zamasu, so he got screwed there. This guy's never really had a good place, even though he had a decent baseline. So let's see if they can redeem him here. I really hope so, because I do think Fusion Zamasu like this is pretty cool. So, and the Rose team is obviously very cracked. So, what do we got here? Oh, also, if it wasn't obvious, I do have the tab that's already pulled up. Well, I don't know if you guys can see that. But, I mean, this is the full breakdown and the Def Calcs. We'll get to the Def Calcs, as per usual, at the end. Alright, so, we're doing Worldwide Chaos or Patara, Key 4, 170. Okay. It was just like one. I do have his, sort of kit pulled up before. Yeah, it's 150. Because he had a lot of his kit was very interesting before. He needed to get hit 5 times for 1 key. So he needed to get hit 25 total times for the full build up. He had the HP, he has a lot of stuff. So he had a very interesting weird sort of kit. Also, he did baseline have these sort of greatly lower with like additional supers. Like this guy could be really crazy for the strongest fight in the game, the Special Battle 2025, Goku Black and Zamasu, which is also the most fun fight in the game, at least for me. All right, activates the entrance animation when there's another Patara category ally on the team upon the character's entry. Receives an additional key 1 per key sphere obtained. And changes Tick key spheres into rainbow key spheres for 5 turns. Okay. I mean, that's interesting, but you don't even actually really need it. So, okay. Basic effects. Receives an additional key 1 per key sphere obtained. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, int and tech excluded, to int key spheres. Okay, so he has rainbow orb changing and int key sphere changing. That's pretty good. Attack and defense 200% up. Damage reduction rate 30%. So that was bumped up from... It bumped up to 100% and 10%, okay? When attacking with 12 or more key, attack and defense 50% up. Launch an additional super attack. When attacking with 18 or more key, attack and defense 50% up. Attacks are effective against all types. Launch an additional super attack. When attacking with 24 key, attack and defense 100% up. Performs a critical, so he gets guaranteed crit. Okay. He has triple super so far. Well, I mean, actually, you could quadra super, because hidden potential. Interesting. For every attack received or evaded, a damage reduction rate 10% up within the turn, up to 30%. Okay, and then key... Okay, so that went from... Thank God. From being 5 hits for 1 key to just 1 hit for 1 key. And you can also evade, so that is actually very, very good. So he builds up to 60% damage reduction. Okay. Every time the character receives 3 or more attacks in battle, or every time the character evades 3 or more attacks in battle. See, that's actually... Recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn, to once within a turn. That's really interesting, because... That sounds to me like you'd be able to, like, get it multiple times. Well, not multiple. I mean, it says once within a turn, but I mean, like the receive and the evade sound like they might be different sort of abilities. If that makes any sense. So you could, like, have it queued up, I think. Right? So you get, like, 2 dodges, 1 turn, 3 attacks. You just need 1 dodge next turn for, you know, more heal. I wonder if... It says at the end of the turn. So if you go over the sort of, the queue, you know, you get 3 attacks and 3 dodges. How is that going to work? Is it going to have 10% HP for the end of the next turn? Or is it just going to, like, go away? That's interesting. When receiving an unarmed super attack, I'm not going to lie, I can't, for the life of me, like, remember what all the super attack types. Like, they don't make any sense to me, honestly. Like, they'll be doing, like, some fucking Kamehameha bullshit, and it'll be a melee. It's like, what are we doing here, man? I don't even try to, Notifications are cool, but I don't pay too much attention to them myself, because I feel like it's just the super types, the types of supers are so, like, inconsistent that it's hard for me to, like, actually make a good effort to remember. Okay, and then nullifies it encounters with tremendous power with 10 or more key spheres obtained. Oh, okay. That's actually very interesting. So he normally has a great chance, but if he gets 10 key spheres, which he has int key sphere changing, he has rainbow orb changing. So if you get 10 key spheres, he's guaranteed. Okay. What do we got for these? Massively raises attack, greatly raises defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to enemy, greatly lowers attack. Greatly raises attack and massively raises defense for 1 turn. Massively. Okay, massively raises. That's alright. Causes colossal damage to enemy, lowers attack. Didn't he also have an active? I mean, I know they don't change those, but I think he... Yeah, okay. Massively raise attack temporarily. Ultimate damage stuns the enemy for 1 turn. Activation condition can be activated after performing 5 or more attacks. Or 5 or more super attacks in battle once only. Okay. So essentially, you could do that starting from his second, from his third appearance. Because, I mean, the second appearance, obviously, you only have 4 queued. If you get the hidden potential. Okay. I mean, this looks pretty decent so far, I will say. I will admit, though, I do still want to see the numbers. I know this guy has he has big red bosses, so I mean that's obviously very helpful. And he is getting massively raised defense for one turn. He does need to get hit for more damage reduction. He doesn't have guard. He doesn't have evasion built in. He only has the 30% damage reduction start of turn. 200% phase 1. Now, mind you, Goku Black, the new Carnival, obviously. His support is insane, the 80% and attacks effective against all types. However, it only hits Goku Black characters, so this guy is actually not affected by that. He only has the 200% phase 1. I do find that a little interesting. So he got in total an extra 150% phase 2. An extra 100% phase 1. He does get up to 60% damage reduction. He looks really good to me. In slot 2. I would have liked if this guy had a sort of design like a grade 8 Vegeta where he can be a slot 1 or a slot 2 3 character. I thought that would have been a really nice design for him since he needed to be hit. But this looks really good. And his defense, I mean, massively raised. He should really explode out. Also, he should... he'll have the full 25% defense from the Rose active, won't he? I think he will. Because it's future super bosses, is it not? Let me actually check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it's future super bosses. No, it's super bosses future. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter which one it is. Obviously, Zamasu's on both lists, so that's good. This looks very, very good. I do want to see the numbers. Before I lock anything in. But slot 2, he looks like a slot 2 god. He looks very, very insane. I don't know what he's going to be hitting attack stat-wise. I'm not entirely sure about that. But, I mean, obviously, he has all of these huge links, right? I mean, all these villain links. He's going to generate a lot of power. And being next to the new Rose, I mean, even though he's not getting that phase 1 support, the active skill support will be very crazy, obviously. Okay, he looks very good. I'm satisfied with this. I do still think, getting Trunks and Vegeta here would have been cool, but at the end of the day, I'm more of a villain person myself, so I'm fine with getting the villain buffs first and waiting for the hero ones. But yeah, I think we can cut away now. I'm gonna get to doing the calcs. I'm not I think he's gonna be crazy, but I'm just being a little hesitant. Because his numbers don't seem like they increase the most. It's the super attack effect that is really, really crazy. And once I know how massively raised that is very crazy, but that does make me think you're gonna want. Now, before I think you already did want a sort of additional build on this guy. It does look like you still want an additional build on this guy. Because I mean, getting that third hidden potential super, I mean, it will be significant for his defense. I'm not sure what his defense is going to be at, so I need to see that. Because I mean, only 30% damage reduction. Because this is the thing here: for every attack received or evaded, it's not when receiving, right? It's for every attack received or evaded. This should work the same way like Super EZA. I think it should at least. Super EZA Rose. I'm pretty sure his damage reduction. He gets it like after the attacks have hit him. So he's only fully built up for that third attack. He's not fully built up by the second attack. By the time he's receiving the third attack, he's fully built up. By the time he's receiving the second attack, he doesn't have that extra 25% yet. So I'm pretty sure this will work the same way. So I'm thinking about the new fight, so I don't want to like, oh my god, he's insane, but I think he's gonna be really good, but I want to be sure. Because his phase 1 didn't jump up too much. But yeah, I'm gonna cut away. I'm gonna do the calcs. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're back here. Zamasu's good, but I think I was right to be hesitant. And this is why. So the massively raised defense obviously is a pretty big deal. He does jump up quite a bit. Now I did put the note here. All my calcs were presuming 24 key. Right? I mean, when he's next to Rose here, he does get 2 key. Right? He already does have what is this in here? He has. Oh, he doesn't have any key at the start of turn, huh? Well, he does get the 5 key build up, and he is getting the extra. Although some of this does wear off, he does get the extra key per keys here obtained. He is still int orb changing. I feel like very often you are going to be at 24 key. I suppose it's not guaranteed. The turns you don't have it, I don't even want. That's not the most. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like that. He should at least practically be guaranteed 24 key if they're going to have that condition. So you're going to need to be careful on orbs. And this is what he's looking like. So, he can get the hidden potential, obviously, if you have additional in the hidden potential. But without, the additional super from the hidden potential, I mean, this is a rainbow. This is a rainbow. Fusion Zamasu. And I mean, sure, there's no support here, but he does have like his big bad bosses, So he is a character that does get a lot of defense if there's any phase 1 defensive support, considering his is, at least for nowadays character, relatively low. I mean, he was 100%, they bumped him up to 200%. I feel like, honestly, I mean, he'd be very crazy if they gave him 300%. But, I mean, honestly, just give him like 250, and I think even that would be... I mean, look at the number. I mean, we jump up in this scenario, like a good 400 some odd thousand. Simply for having... Or actually, no, even closer to like 500,000. We jump up a good like 500,000-ish from 40% phase 1 defense. Which I at least think is very crazy. Now we go down here. You start to have the Rose active. I mean, that definitely changes things quite a bit. I mean, we've jumped up 1 million here, essentially, across the board. And then finally, the 2 Rose active, 40% phase 1 defense. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But it's also, I mean, we do have to, pay attention to this. This is still really good. This is still really good, right? You do want to make sure you're paying attention to what's actually guaranteed. This is still really good. This is starting to get a little more questionable. Because I'm just trying to think about how his ability is going to work. You're only going to have 30% damage reduction, and these... like these Rose supers, they destroy, right? So I by no means thought that they were going to make characters that would just instantly counter this fight. I mean, certainly I think he will be very helpful for the fight, especially because, he does have greatly lower attack and then lower attack. So, I mean, you're guaranteed the 3 supers, right? The 2 12 keys and the 18 key. hitting Rose with all that, I mean, that is actually going to be very, very helpful, mind you. But I can definitely see a scenario happening. You're jumping into this fight with this guy. And once again, this is Rainbow Fusion Zamasu. And, you get supered before you receive any other attacks, so you just have the 30%. Now, if he starts to get hit like once, twice, 3 times before he gets supered, he's crazy. But I'm thinking about before he's hit defensively. Like he's definitely he's not a slot 1 character, which is fine. I mean, if he's a slot 2 character, whatever. But the fight does have locking, and I'm trying to think of characters in that fight right now because it's the hardest fight in the game, and it's also, at least for me, the most fun fight in the game as well. In a way that none of the other content has been this year. So I think he's good. I think he could have been better. And I'm not even asking for a lot. I genuinely think just an extra like 50% here would have been like all I would have asked for. Hell, even honestly, give him like worldwide chaos ally. Allies get 50% attack and defense or something. Right? Give him something very limited. That's actually pretty strong. Or I don't know. I think he's good. I think I would have expected a bit more, honestly, though. It's just cause I'm thinking about this guy in the perspective of how I started this video. It's like this guy was a character that was disrespected on release. He was disrespected a year and a quarter-ish later when he had a chance to come back because Dokkan screwed us with the naming, and they acknowledged they screwed us, and they didn't change it. I don't know why they didn't change it. My only guess is, it'd count as false advertising since the characters and whatever were already out, the banners were up by the time we started making a big hubbub. Or at least by the time it got to like a huge level. So I don't know exactly why, but for whatever reason, the name wasn't changed. So this guy got screwed there. I don't think he's screwed per se. I think he is really good. I think he's great, honestly. He is great. Maybe I'm being greedy, but I wanted more considering this guy's past. I felt like he could have deserved more. Because I think this is good for right now. Really great for right now. I mean, he could definitely get tossed up in that fight, mind you. But more or less, he should be good for now. But I do also like to examine characters from a sort of future perspective. And I'm also thinking about, what Yellow Coin LR Easy Ace have we had this year? We've had Grade 8 Vegeta. Kaioken Goku. We don't need to talk about him. Who else has it just been those two? Besides Fusion Zamasu here? Am I forgetting someone? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I might be forgetting someone, but I can't. Oh, Hit and God Goku. They were insane, too. That's who I was thinking of. So, I don't know. I think he's good. Maybe I'm being a little greedy. I think I wanted more. I think he'll perform well in game. But obviously you do want to see how consistent he's going to be. Because mine's also 69%. Mine's not even going to be hitting all of these numbers. So, we'll see. I think he's good. Once again, maybe it's honestly also because he's releasing by himself. That I would have wanted him to be a bit stronger. But I don't know. We'll see how everything turns out in game. But we'll end this here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.